I just wanted to real quick just share some things that were so impactful to me these last 2 weeks of acting school. Hi, I'm Trisha. I am currently in acting conservatory, and I am obviously doing some acting. That is obviously part of the reason why I'm there, but I've learned so many different techniques that help me get ready for acting and simultaneously lower my anxiety. Now, before I start, I just want to say I'm not a doctor. So, like, if you have anxiety, you have like a doctor or a therapist that you go to, you should still continue to do it. Do not step out of that process. I am not giving that kind of advice, but I want to share some cool things that were helpful to me that I think that maybe you could try and you can add it to your tools or not. So, the first thing that I learned in acting school is to identify where the tension is. Now, some of us have tension in our faces, right? Our jaws, right? Some of us have tension in our stomach, whether we recognize it or not. Some of us have tensions in our back, uh, arms, legs, but the whole body can hold tension at different times. And in order to be ready to move or ready to act, you have to have as little tension in your body as possible for you to get your lines out, for you to just be able to move around in a natural state as whatever character you are. So the here's a few exercises that we do in our, they call it movement classes, that I think would be great. So first of all, I always have tension here in my jawline, right? So what we've been told in class is to, with our knuckles, right? With our knuckles, if you want to release the tension in the face by the jaw, you kind of like have to massage your jaw, right by the joint, with a little bit of pressure in order to release whatever tension you might have in your face. Like sometimes when we get mad, we're like, all right, or we grit our teeth, right? So if you have tension in your face, right? What you can do is, again, put your knuckles together, or you can use the tips of your fingers, whatever you feel comfortable for, and massage the joint area by your face to kind of relieve the tension, right? So let's say your job is stressful and you want to kind of loosen up and you feel like your face is kind of tightening up. This is the perfect thing to do. So if you have a few minutes or a couple of minutes, just join me in a couple exercises that I'm showing. Again, this is not to replace anything that your doctor gives you, but just to help you if you want to, physically relieve some tension and anxiety. So put your finger right here and roll your by the joint, right? And kind of bring it down a little bit and bring it back up, right? This area right here is where I hold a lot. Also, right here by your jaw, right? If you do that, that also relieves, yeah, because sometimes like I with my teeth, I clench my teeth. I clench my teeth really tight whenever like my boss comes in or I get like a random assignment that are like, yo, this money is moving too quickly, or these something is running incorrectly, and I immediately like kind of tense up. So right here is something that I can do to like loosen up my face and just be like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna be able to get through it, because you're gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it, and you just have to believe it. but your body, I think, or like my body has been conditioned to tense up anytime some problem comes up. Um, Going through your workday, look at the different parts of your body that like kind of comes together or kind of clenches up if something stressful happens. Like, is it your stomach? Is it your back? Is it your legs? Is it your butt? Like, you gotta mentally take a note and then mentally like undo those things because they affect just the way you operate throughout the day. So, believe it or not, well, you can't really see, but I realize I have a lot of tension in my lower back and my butt, basically. Like, I'm always kind of clenched up. And I don't know where I got that from. And if I didn't go to class, I wouldn't even recognize it. Like, it's so programmed in my mind that I literally stand with my legs and my butt like clenched. At least I could do it for an hour straight. Hour straight. And this is probably because I have a very stressful job. And so if you're under nonstop stress, you use your body to kind of brace for that, you're going to continuously squeeze parts of your body for long amounts of time. And if you do it enough, you're not going to recognize it. So all you have to really do is identify when you're under stress physically. If you feel your body clenching up, then you just actively release that body part. So if you get tense in your stomach and you're like, ugh, and then so like you're just kind of waiting, just release your stomach, right? It'll be okay. If your butt kind of like, I'm always like, I don't know if you can see my butt, I'm always like this. I realize that I have to kind of loosen that up, right? Your back, same thing. So the one thing that I would say that you guys could do is just take note over the next day as to where in your body gets really tense when you are met with like anxiety or like a situation where you are like, oh my God, like I can't deal with this. And mentally take note, but then proactively as yourself, try to loosen that body part. Try to loosen that area. So I can't really, you got to do what you need to do mentally to tell yourself it's okay. I don't know what your lives are. I don't know what job you have, but like, whatever brighter side you can find for that job, find it in that moment, because you're physically hurting yourself with the tension in the body that you have, right? I had no idea what got me to program myself to always from my waist, my butt down, clench, but I do it nonstop. Yeah. Vidi, like it is sometimes what my teacher says is sometimes it's cultural, right? So, for instance, culturally speaking, like our stomach, we kind of push it out a little bit, or our butts, we put it out, right? But so those, you got to recognize whether that's cultural. But I know if somebody says, "Hey, Trisha, like, did you see that thing is broken over there? What are we gonna do about it? Because we have to do it quickly. A client is gonna say something." Apparently my back and butt go in lock alert, and it's probably locked until I solve that problem. Now, what if that problem takes 2 or 3 hours long to solve, right? I'm not even thinking about what I'm doing back here. I'm just solving the problem. Now, what my teacher says is that this has been like a defense mechanism or part of like the flight or flight, back in the day when, I guess we was out there in the woods hunting and things like that. Like, you would stay ready by kind of like clenching. But like, are you really ready when that happens? I don't know. I don't know if you see seen that movie 28 years later. It just recently came out on Netflix. But there's a like the whole beginning part of this movie is them training the young boy to become a hunter, and they bring him out to this island where there are a lot of people that are the diseased, right? And they have their own world. So his dad brings him to this island, and the goal is for him to get practice shooting his bow and arrow in light danger situations, and for him to develop that skill. Well, it's a movie, right? So shit hits the fan. Shit hits the fan, and a light danger situation becomes very, very, very violent, right? Like a horde of different diseased zombies are coming at him and his father's trying to guide him like, yo, do what we did before, like make sure you just aim and hit the neck. And the boy was so tense, he was so tense he couldn't even focus straight. He was missing. And yo, arrows ain't like bullets, and even bullets run out, but he was missing so much because under tension he was missing the target. So it's important that we as people try to relieve the tension that we have, because we might think we're doing the right thing, but the tension that we have is going to cause us to miss the target. All right, so I'm just going to leave you with that. Don't miss the target. Relieve the tension in your body so that you can focus on the goal, whatever the goal is, whether it's doing work or running from zombies. Just relieve the tension. That's all I got. See you tomorrow, actually.